ooh. Bungie's got a lot of stuff for us this week. We're about to check out the TWAB, share the experience together. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I'm going to break it down, give you the important stuff, so let's get started. So this week's TWAB, October 29, 2020. It seems they're starting us off with the Vidoc video, which came out a couple days ago. The schedule you can check out for Beyond Light, and the new launch trailer, which was released today. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's pretty cool. It's only 2.5 minutes. Alright, looks like we got our new progression changes. The soft cap is going to be 1200 now. Hard cap's going to be 1250, and the pinnacle cap, of course, is 10 light levels above that, which is going to be 1260. So blue gear and all rewards will take you all the way to 1200, and then you'll need powerful tier 1, tier 2 pinnacle rewards to get you to that hard cap. So blue gear is no longer going to be able to do that. And your pinnacle cap will take you to 1260, but the important part is right there at the bottom. It's that when you are first logged into the next season, all your weapons and armor will be at 1050 unless they are already between 1050 and 1060, so they won't be reset. You know, if you have 1060 armor and weapons, they'll be at 1060. But if you are not at 1050, they will bump you up to 1050. So all new players will start at 1050. You know, which is good for the new players, but that's how they keep it fair, so that way people aren't under light leveled for everything and can jump straight into the game. This next section about powerful rewards is kind of irrelevant. It's basically just telling you that you can do powerful rewards all the way up until you need to do pinnacle. I could say that a little differently. Let's try that again. So powerful reward changes, there really aren't any. It's basically telling you that from the soft cap to the hard cap, you can use powerful rewards, but once you reach that hard cap, to get to the pinnacle cap, you'll have to use pinnacle rewards to boost your guardian. There's literally nothing new. Tokens and collections got a huge change. No longer can you use tokens to breach that power gap like you could in previous seasons. If you had gear that was semi-light leveled above what the rest of your stuff was at, you could cash in tokens and fill it in. That's no longer the case. Now it's going to drop 20 power below your power level, and buybacks will be capped at 1050, which means you no longer can use tokens to fill in the gaps. So if you have tokens, you can use them next season, but it's just going to be for random rolls, and they're not going to be powerful drops. Big sad. Big sad. All right, this paragraph with materials with no home is huge. If you see this help article right here, this link, click it because it's going to have a full list of everything that is completely disappearing in Season 13. So those items will no longer be usable. Now, if you have materials that are on that list, you can do one of two things. You can cash them in now, which I recommend because you can exchange them for all kinds of stuff with Spider, or you can wait until next season of Beyond Light and you're going to have to cash them in for Spider for Glimmer. That's it. All those... If you've got thousands of materials that are disappearing, well, guess what? All you're going to get for that is Glimmer. So I recommend spending it now before it takes up an inventory slot into the next season, and it's only going to do one thing. It's going to frustrate you. You're being cheap, Destiny. You're being real cheap. Why not do an even exchange? I don't know. That's a good idea. But no, give us Glimmer, the easiest thing in the world to get in this game. So the only changes to bounties are they're trying to make them less significant towards seasonal currency and seasonal progress, but on the same level still keep them important because they consider it bounty fatigue. Like you're doing bounties over and over. That's literally been a system of Destiny this entire time. Like if you decrease their value, nobody's going to do them ever, and people are just going to run out of stuff to do, like they have these past few weeks before the Season of Beyond Light released. I don't know if I'm on board with that, but yeah, they're going to do what they're going to do, so I guess we'll find out. There's no current set for what they're going to do, but they're saying they'll get back to us. Alright, so the Season Pass, the only new benefits you're really going to get is they're offering you more bright dust along the way. that's the gist of what you're getting out of this. So weekly bounties will still give you 100 bright dust, but doing your season pass will obviously give you significantly more. As you can see, 7,500 and 3,000 bright dust. That's kind of a lot. You can get a whole armor set for 6,000. So that's kind of convenient. But other than that, the season pass is literally going to operate exactly how it's operated the past few seasons. So rank it up to 100, get all the stuff in between, use the armor drops to power up your Guardian a little bit faster, and you're good to go. Alright, so as we know, the Tangled Shore is sticking around. Of course, the Tangled Shore is sticking around. That means Spider's sticking around. So he's got a new system set up for material exchanges. No longer will he be selling legendary shards, which of course really isn't a big deal because you get them for breaking down almost every single item. Everybody has a ton, and even new Guardians will be able to get them quickly. So that's not really a big deal. Now here's the big change to Spider, is he's going to start selling enhancement prisms. Now that is awesome because now you don't have to farm the pit or be a god in trials or run Grandmaster Nightfalls. You can now go to Spider and he will sell you 3 prisms a week for 400 legendary shards. That really isn't that bad, but 400 does seem like a lot. You know, maybe an even exchange of 100 shards per prism would be a little bit better, but you know, something's better than nothing. You know, we'll see how that goes. Now, also, he's got a big change to his enhancement cores. He will be selling you 5 enhancement cores a day for a fixed price of 30 legendary shards each, which means you can get 5 enhancement cores a day for 150 shards. I mean, no longer do you have to spend shards at an increasing increment, which to me made no sense. Like, dude, we know you don't have a short supply. Like, why is it getting more expensive the more shards I buy? Or the more enhancement cores I buy? That's just, that's dumb. That's dumb. But at least, you know, at least they made them cheaper, but it's only 5 a day. So, I mean, theoretically, if you log into each character, you can get 15 a day for 450 legendary shards. That's not bad. That's definitely better than the old system when 5 it bought 310 legendary shards for 5 of them. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, there's a reason nobody did it. You just had to be tedious and log in every day and be like, character 1 buy like 2 or 3, character 2 and 3 do the same thing. No. So I approve Destiny. Good job. So one of the most enjoyable changes that I thought was coming to Beyond Light was that your Ghost was going to have customizable perks, which means you get to choose what perks are on your Ghost shell. So that way you're not gridlocked into using something that has Guiding Light perks, but you don't like the Ghost shell. You're like, oh, I can't wait to equip the one I want. Like, I don't know, the Saint 14 one with that glowing mohawk. Just saying. But now they've taken away the Speed Demon perk, because all your sparrows can be summoned instantly regardless of the perks it has on it. So you don't have to use that instant transmat perk on your sparrow anymore or have a Ghost of Speed Demon. They're completely wiping that away. All sparrows will be summoned instantly. Now, that does not mean they're taking away that perk from sparrows you already have. That just means that all sparrows will be able to be summoned instantly. So if you have a sparrow with that you like to use, start pulling from your collections for random rolls for different ones. So now you can have one where it auto loads you every time you're riding your sparrow. So those perks will actually be useful and you don't have to worry about just locking down the one that summons instantly, because it's annoying to sit there and be like, Ghost, why are you taking all day to summon this sparrow when I know you can do it in a split second? Thank you. Like every other season, Eververse is getting a bit of an update, so you're now going to be able to receive rewards from the Bright Engram drops that are 3 seasons prior to the one you're currently in. So example, we will be in Season 12 next season, which means Bright Engrams will now drop you Seasons 1 through 9 rewards that you could get from Eververse randomly. So if you spent some Bright Dust, it is what it is. No big deal. This is literally nothing new. Eververse drops whatever Eververse wants to give you. So this is kind of a big update. They are literally taking away Flashpoint, Destination Adventures, and World Quests from Year 1 locations. Because it says right here, these removals are not related to the Destiny Content Vault, but are general game updates. AKA, if you do not complete those out, or do what you need to do with those adventures and world quests, that's it. They're done. They're gone. See you later. Bye. Destiny, Bungie is really getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I'm not sad about it. I mean, it is what it is. When you have an evolving game, stuff changes, but I didn't really expect Flashpoints to completely disappear. Like, I can understand some of the adventures, but world quests, yeah, with the locations, but Flashpoints, that's all right. That's different. That just gave you a reason to go to certain planets at times, but yeah, it is what it is. Of course, they've got an inventory item removal reminder again. Just click the link here. It'll bring up a whole list of everything that's disappearing, and they're just telling you if those are disappearing, turn them in for rewards like glimmer, weapons, armor, whatever you need to do. Turn them into something useful for next season, because otherwise they are just going to disappear. And like we mentioned earlier with Spider, some of the materials you'll only be able to trade in for glimmer. Yeah. So remember, guys, on November 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, make sure you Google so you know what that is if you're in a different time zone. Destiny is going to completely go down, and it's not going to come back up until 9 a.m. on November 10th Pacific Standard Time. So just make sure you're not surprised when that comes around. Alright, PlayStation 4 users, apparently you guys are having an issue with your collector's editions when you cash in the codes. It would give you an account lockout. So they fixed that. You're good. Just double check. But as you can see, it has now been resolved. Good to go, guys. Titles and seals. It's just like everything else. If the planet's disappearing and it involves, if that title or seal involves that planet, you need to get it done now, because come November 9th, that's it. End of story. You lost your chance to get it. So you got time. Try and get it done. I know you can do it. And of course, as usual, we have our known issues. Now, the Warlocks apparently had an issue with their top tree Dawnblade subclass, triggering the Icarus Dash cooldown on PC, I would assume randomly. Well, sucks to suck, Warlocks, but I guess they fixed it. So, Titans all the way. Players couldn't dismount their Sparrow while they're on controller, which is, you know, of course, it hurts my soul that the controller players had those kind of issues, because MNK all the way. And some players report they receiving baboon error. Yeah, you know how many times we we got that in the middle of GMs, like constantly. There, my clan. We got so frustrated so many times because we'd be at a boss fight and everybody's getting babooned. Destiny, you've always had a problem with these error codes and booting everybody right in the middle of something. I'm not going to mention Oryx, but Oryx, that was one of the most frustrating times to be at a boss fight, and then all of a sudden, you get an error code. Destiny, I love you to death, but like sometimes I wonder if Bungie has these error codes just to throw a monkey wrench in what you're doing. Like, let's mix it up for the players, error code. No. All right, Guardians, we've covered the article. Now just make sure you check out that list on your free time and make sure all your materials and items are good to go. We don't need Spider giving you the old cheese because he's just going to hand you Glimmer for all the materials that you still have that were on that list. Gotta tell you, that's a real cheap way to go. Why not just do an even exchange for some of the newer materials? But Or even an uneven exchange, like a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 or something, so that way the economy is still balanced. But it is what it is. If it's on the list and it's disappearing, make sure you spend it, finish it, get everything you need to done before November 9th. Remember, November 9th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going down. And then the next day, I will catch you all for the launch of Beyond Light. Alright? Catch you later, Guardians.